Hi, welcome back to my channel. I thought I would do my second Flosstube video, which we'll call Flosstube number 2, right? It's only my second one. And just moving things slowly so I can show you everything. Now, I named this video Go Big or Go Home. I could not think of a better title for this video because things happened in my life that changed the trajectory of my newest hobby, which is cross stitching, and I had to make a pivotal decision, is to sink under the covers, so to speak, bury my head in the sand, or go for it. Well, guess what? I'm going for it, and that's why we're going to say go big or go home. I'm going big, ladies and gentlemen. So let's start off with the first project. I can actually show you the pattern, the whole thing, because it's pretty much done. It's made to create. There you have it. Okay. This is a caterpillar cross stitch pattern, and it's only my second finish ever. I mean, I am brand spanking new to cross stitching, and there you have it. Now, right here, I forgot to add 6 stitches in blue. Just this blue that's right here goes here. So I just have to add those 6 stitches. So we'll get those 6 stitches done, and I will find a way to make this. It's a almost an FO, and I want to make it an FFO. Yes, fully finished object. Next thing I want to show you is if there was a Facebook group on this, I'm not part of it anymore, but it's the temperature tree project. When I was going to Zoom, we're doing this. I don't really even know who's hosting it because my life got turned upside down, but that's the tree, that's the temperature project that I chose, and it's on my Q snap. Oops, I'll get that later. And I've only done 17 days of January, so I've got to finish out January and February, but I am tracking the temperatures, so I just have to do that. It literally takes 5 minutes per leaf, so I just have to get back to it. See, the next thing I'd love to show you is one of my Carolyn Manning projects. Now, I photocopied this wrong, so I don't have the whole thing, but you can get an idea. It's called Bear Tracks. It's Carolyn Manning. Tia's Crazy Craft Addiction is doing a stitch along, but to be quite honest with you, I bought this before I knew anything about that, and actually bought a few of Carolyn Manning's projects. So I decided to start on this in January, even though her stitch along didn't start until just now, just very recently. But there you have it, Bear Tracks. And to show you progress that I've made since my last video, I'm very pleased with it. It's on black fabric, as you can see, and let's just fold it in half so I don't cut all my face off. So that's the progress that I've made, and I love it, love it, love it, love it. So that's my Carolyn Manning. One of them, I have Ocean Windows, I believe, and I can't remember the other one, but I do have 2 more that I purchased, so I will be doing all of those this year. The next one, I can't show you the image because it's a stitch along, so like all you get to see is this. Okay, so that's because it's a stitch along. So let's put this back in here. This is a stitch along that comes about the 21st of each month. So by Monday I should have the next drop. And there you have it. This is drop number 1. I love it, love it, love it. I bought the kit, so they provided the gray fabric in the kit. So drop number 2 will be here within the next week, and I will continue working on it. As a matter of fact, I think 5 and 17 are the Whipco colors, and this is one of my Whipco called 5 and 17, and this is one of them. The next one I have is a Doreen Jones project. I don't mind showing you the picture because it's not the pattern, But this is Doreen Jones' Home is Where the Cat Is. Cat sleeping on a tall pile of clothes in a laundry basket. And so I've done page 1, which is right here. And I think that's a lot of stitching for a newbie. In my eyes, I'm really happy that I finished a page. I just love it. So there you have it. Then my next project is actually the second thing I have ever worked on, and I was going to give up on it because there's a couple of mistakes in there, but somebody encouraged me to go ahead and finish it. It's a Leslie Tear Winter Spring Sal from 2021. There's the full image, and when I put it to the side, I had done this without any back stitching. So when I resumed this around the 3rd week of January, I did all the back stitching, and then I did the 6th motif. So with all the back stitching. So I'm ready to move on to number 7, which will go here, 7, 8, and 9. And I do have to make an adjustment somewhere up in here, but I don't remember where yet, but I'm glad I'm gonna go ahead and complete working on this. I don't know if I will wait till it's called on the Whipco board or if I would just rotate it in to put it in my rotation, but we'll see. The next one that I have is a Lucy Heaton project, and it is her birdhouses. Okay, birdhouse sampler. I love samplers, can you tell? That's all I keep doing. And for the Lucy Heaton one, just trying to keep everything together. There's 9 birdhouses, and I have 6 out of 9 done. No mistakes in there, guys. I have been very deliberate about this one, so I've got it going pretty good. So I will work on number 7 once I just keep rotating my projects, because remember, go big or go home. I'm going big, y'all. I'm rising above the ashes of that disaster of my life that took me down at the beginning of the month to where I almost gave up my love of cross stitching, but nope, I'm going to continue doing it, and we move on to Long Dog Sampler. Now this is called Love of Two Hearts, right? Or The Love of Two Hearts, and its home is where the heart is. Oh no, the roots of the family begin with love, and it says 2017. Well, when I'm up here, and I'll show you in a moment, but I'm up here. And when I get down here, I'm going to change it to 1982, which is the year I got married. And this will be something to share, to enjoy my 40th wedding anniversary. Okay, so this is what I've done, page 1 and part of page 2. So I am loving this. It's so precise. It's gorgeous. I love it, love it, love it. I love being able to continue to stitch, since as this is my newest hobby. I just love it. I love it. The next one is a little difficult for me. I can only show you what I have, and this is Taylor's Oldest Time Stitch Along, and I think there's one more drop, so I just need to reprint the page, and I'll throw this away and put this newest page in. And I did start this over because I made a huge mistake, and I started it over. So I haven't made a lot of progress with this because when I was working on this, I ended up in the hospital, and I haven't picked it up since I got home. But that's what I've done. So, are we upside down? Let's see here. Upside down and backwards. Win-win, right? So that's all I've done on that. But don't worry. I am somebody who loves challenges, and I will get this baby caught up. I'm not rushing because I think it's a 1-year project through 2022. So I'll get it done. I'm not worried. Let's see. Keep everything together so that when I pick up one of these bags, I can just go right to whatever I want to work on. Okay, that brings me to the 3 newest projects that I started. And this was on the Whipco board. I'm trying to get the page. Where did it go? Okay, bear with me. This is Whipco. Whipco was 5 and 17 for February. So this was one of the called for numbers. And this is a Leslie Tear summer motif stitch along. So I showed you winter, spring, and now this is summer. So I started this last night or yesterday afternoon or sometime yesterday. And the back looks like the front, so I didn't know which was the front. Yeah, see the back, that's the back. So I'm learning how to make my back look like the front. So I just did the first one, and it's all done except for I had to do 2 French knots there. Don't know how to do French knots yet, but don't worry, I'll learn. And this also needs to be back stitched, and it says in the directions back stitch with 1 strand of 310 or the color of your choice. So I have to think about that, what color I want to back stitch. But that is the first motif in the Leslie Tear spring stitch along from 2022. From 2021. She has a couple of really nice ones that have been on her blog. I'm not quite sure if I want to take on another one because I do have the autumn one, but I'm going to wait till autumn before I do that, unless it comes up on my Whipco board. The next one I want to show you is tell you a quick story. I do jigsaw puzzles. As a matter of fact, if you look over there over my recliner, you see a jigsaw puzzle hanging up. And if you could see on my right, I have puzzles hanging here. I have puzzles hanging elsewhere in my home. Well, one of my favorite puzzle designers is Amy Stewart, and I knew that a couple people were working on her grand library or big library as a HAID, which is Heaven and Earth Design, and I knew this back maybe in the fall of last year, but I was not cross-stitching. So once I decided that I wanted to cross-stitch despite the negativity I received, but the fact that I wanted to do it, I thought, how can I bring in my favorite puzzle designer in cross-stitching? And that's through Heaven and Earth Designs, okay? So I went to their website, and I am not ready for a project with 240 colors. I'm just not. But I saw this one on there. It's Freebie Harmony. So if you go to the HAID website, this is a freebie. It's a pretty big one too. It's 300 by 520, and it's recommended to do it on 25 count fabric, and it contains 90 colors. So that's the measurements, the fabric, and the colors. So I just started on this. So there's nothing really to show you, just this little square, which is almost impossible to see on this white fabric, but it's 2 colors. It's a pale gray, an ice blue and a cream color. But when you look at the pattern, it will start to make sense once I add in the other colors, so no worries there. And this leads me to bring something up. I created a Facebook group called the Crafting Kaleidoscope, and currently there's just a few of us there because I literally just created it yesterday. I haven't even posted in it yet, but I just created that group, and the reason why is because of this. This is 25 count Lugana, and I have another project that I will be starting that's going to be on 28 count even weave. So going to the bigger count fabrics, or the higher count fabrics I should say, I was blown away with confusion. 2 over 1, 2 over 2, 2 over 2, 2 over 1, 1 over 2, 10 stitch, full cross. I was confused. And I didn't have anywhere to go. I didn't think I had anywhere to go to figure out how to start this. And I know you don't see much, but don't worry. I just started it, so no fear. Well, in this Facebook group, I called it the Crafting Kaleidoscope because I diamond paint, jigsaw puzzles, cross stitch. I'm a reader. I'm a blogger. I have a crochet project right here, literally right next to me, and I like to color. You can kind of see my coloring books right there behind me. So I hope that people will join this group and not only be there to impart their love of their crafts, but impart their knowledge and their skill. Because if you remember on this one here, the summer one, I have to do 2 French knots. So I need to ask questions. So I'm excited in this whole endeavor of cross stitching, with learning how to work on different counts of fabric and different types of fabric, because even weave and Lugana is nothing like Ada. So I'm excited about that. One more thing to show you and then we are all done. Now I know that I'm not finished with my long dog sampler, but when I saw somebody working on this is called Crossword, upside down. This is called Crossword, which is Krozwyrd, and it's long dog sampler. And in this image, it's all one color. But the thing is, when you go to the pattern and you read the instructions, they don't show a color. So I went to the Facebook group and found so many different ways that people are working on this. And so with that in mind, I bought this. I gotta find it, because I just started this at 1 a.m. and I only worked on it for a little bit and then I went to bed. I bought this beautiful, beautiful, beautiful green fabric. I can't show you the whole piece, but there you have it. So I bought this piece, and yes, I should have plenty enough for another project down the pike. So about 1 in the morning, I started this, but then I realized I should get some sleep. So there you have it. So I don't know if I can show you. Just want to wind this up because I don't want this to get okay. So this is my fabric, and these are the flosses I'm going to use for my design, the boxes for the words, and my first variegated thread. I mean my boxes, that surround the words, and then the words with the variegated floss. So I love crossword puzzles. I love any kind of puzzles. I'm a puzzle fiend, and so I could not wait. As a matter of fact, I did print this on my printer. Let's see if I can. So you can see the flosses that I chose: the green for the design, the beige for the boxes, as I said, and the variegated floss from Dinky Dyes for the words. So there you have it. So thank you for watching. Please come back, because these Flosstube videos are going to be a regular thing on this channel. I'm thinking around the 15th of the month, since today is the 15th when I will upload this. So if you like this video and you'd like to see more, as well as the Robin Loves Reading stuff, like my blog related things, then stay put, stay here, like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and also check out my new Facebook group. You're more than free to join. I'm not a person that excludes anybody for any reason other than, rudeness or whatever. I'm not going to be negative. I'm just going to list my Facebook group, and other things about me are in the description box below. But thank you. Bye-bye.